Hello viewers, this is Zoe Dune, and I'm here to talk with you about a film I just watched, a Shudder original called Blood Quantum. But before we get into that, make sure you subscribe to this channel for updates to videos covering a variety of my favorite topics and events, and let's take this journey together. Quantum is another film in the zombie genre, but one that takes place on an indigenous reserve in Canada. The inhabitants of this reservation are immune from turning into zombies, which naturally leaves the white community at risk. Not much more for me to add in describing what this film is about, other than to leave it up to you to check it out for yourself. The tagline for the film, "Survival is in their blood," clearly refers to the immunity the First Nation tribe has against the zombie plague. What I do have to say is that, in itself, the setting is unique and one that is often ignored in the majority of films across any genre. The filmmaker, Jeff Barnaby, is referred to as a First Nations filmmaker who often uses his Mi'kmaq reserve origins as the settings for his films. His movies are thought-provoking, riveting films that can only come from someone with a hardened perspective, which is what makes Blood Quantum add something new to zombie movies. Doesn't matter how many zombie movies you've seen, the gore in Barnaby's film is grittier than you're used to because it's necessary. You can almost smell the stink. As I was watching it, I couldn't fully comprehend how he could visualize those gory scenes in such a way that packed that much of a punch. Perhaps it takes the experience of hardship that might only come from living on a reserve. Those scenes give the film a tonal nastiness that we don't often see. It also helps to check out some of his other films, as they represent a certain darkness that is real and isolating. This is the first film I've seen from this director, and right after it, naturally, I had to check out the rest of his filmography. Barnaby has referred to directors Wes Craven and David Cronenberg, to name a few, as influential, which is very clear in his earlier short films, two of which are available in a playlist on this channel called The Films of Jeff Barnaby. In the two short films, From Cherry English and File Under Miscellaneous, you can see that it leans on abstract symbolism, as many filmmakers tend to when they're starting off, possibly as assignments in film school. If you check out File Under Miscellaneous, you'll get Ridley Scott, George Lucas, and Cronenberg out of that. One thing I'll also mention, only for the record, is that the removal of single body parts seems to be a pattern with this director. It's possible I could be looking more into this than I should, but that is because in the two short films presented, the tongue of the main characters, both who are native, are removed. In the first film, it seems to symbolize that the Mi'kmaq character has forgotten his native language. It gives Barnaby the perfect opportunity to plant a humorous line via another character saying, "If you want to learn how to speak like an Indian, get drunk and speak bad English," or something along those lines.
I don't understand. I'm sorry I don't understand. Will you teach me how to speak Indian?
You want to say something in Indian? Get drunk and speak bad English.
In the second movie, the main character's tongue is removed and he is assimilated with other natives who are also silent while the white leader speaks to them on a big screen, much like the movie THX 1138. We see the removal of a single appendage in Blood Quantum again, which could be interpreted as something symbolic, but it's more likely it's just really dark and gory humor. And still, Barnaby takes a more serious tone when a character questions the claim of the tribe's immunity to make a point that perhaps the Earth had actually forgotten them. It's easy to refer to Barnaby as an activist, as his work shows all of those traits. Prior to Blood Quantum, he put together a 5-minute documentary called Bleed Down, which shows scenes of natives in Canada being abused, which is a continuation of a narrative from his first highly acclaimed 2014 film, Rhymes for Young Ghouls. Check the description of this video for the link to Bleed Down below. In Rhymes for Young Ghouls, we see much of the abuse documented in Bleed Down manifest itself in horrible ways by one of the most unredeemable and atrocious villains I've seen, Popper, played by Mark Anthony Krupa. Briefly, let me also mention that as an Amazon associate, I earn from qualifying purchases, and Rhymes for Young Ghouls is available to stream on Amazon Prime. You can buy, rent, or sign up for Prime membership for 30 days free using the links that are also in the description of this video down below. And trust me, that movie is definitely worth buying.
The day I found my mother dead, I aged by 1,000 years. If you're good at one thing, apply it to everything.
Where'd she learn how to do all that?
You can turn anything into an art form.
You were supposed to take care of her, Burner, not her take care of you.
You even know your girl, man? She's gonna be eating people after the apocalypse.
This is what brings my people together. The art of forgetfulness.
We've been set up. We need to figure out a way to get this money back.
So we're gonna break into St. D's and rob Popper.
Somebody let us in on your little plan to break into the school. Congratulations. You're in.
What do we do now, boss?
Rhymes for Young Ghouls is evenly paced, never drags, and it holds the viewer's attention. It also shows how much of a master storyteller Barnaby can be, and the power he can wield through the lens. If we were to look at his story of oppression, suppression, and indoctrination of tribes by the white men, beginning with Rhymes for Young Ghouls, then Blood Quantum could be the solution to that problem. I say this because there is one scene in Blood Quantum where the oldest among them, as he's about to be rushed by white zombies, he stands there with his sword saying that he will not be run off from his land again. It could be said that even as zombies, the white man is still, in this case, attacking native peoples. I also need to add that this isn't the first time that this director has used zombies in his movies. Again, Rhymes for Young Ghouls, the protagonist has a zombie drawing which later on comes to represent her dead mother in a dream or a vision. And finally, with Blood Quantum, this filmmaker finally gets a chance to mix some blood into the dark tones he's already mastered from his past films, already showcasing his personal flair in unique and exciting ways. And judging from all of this, I can't wait to see what he's going to do next.